Hi all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share a sad story that had a hero intervene and took an unexpected turn. I was going to report on this story when it happened, but there are so many stories I can report on all the time, so it kind of got lost in the shuffle, and now I'm glad it did. Because I was completely wrong about it in the beginning, and now that I've watched it unfold, it took quite the unexpected turn from what I originally thought. On September 10th of 2020, a newborn baby girl with her umbilical cord still attached was handed to a stranger outside of a hospital in Detroit, Michigan. According to Fox 2 Detroit, a man pulled up to the hospital and asked a stranger to hold the baby while he parked his car, but he never returned. When the story first aired, I was sad for the baby, but so glad that he at least took the baby to a hospital where she would be safe, instead of just abandoning her on the streets or somewhere else to die. Then, a day or two later, reports started coming out that police were looking for the man so they could try to identify the baby's mother. I didn't understand that. People are encouraged to take their babies to safe havens like hospitals, fire departments, police stations, etc., instead of just abandoning them to die, and they're told they can do it anonymously. So I didn't think it was fair for the authorities to betray that trust and try to hunt down the parents. Not gonna lie, it made me angry. If I had done my video then, my whole video would have been about how angry I was and how wrong I thought the authorities were. So glad I didn't do it then, because the police then said they wanted to find the mother of the baby girl to make sure she was all right. Ah, they appealed to the true crime side of my mind. They wanted to make sure she wasn't murdered and her baby wasn't taken, or that she didn't die during childbirth somewhere. They didn't say that, but I know that's what they were thinking. Okay, got it. Then I wasn't so mad anymore. I just hoped they found the mother alive and well, which they did. So, still sad for the baby, but all is well. Until September 13th, when the news reported that the baby's mother had been arrested. What in the hell is going on? I have to know. So, I check into it. Again, according to Fox 2 Detroit, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office charged the baby girl's mother, 23-year-old Jennifer Woodard, with assault with intent to murder, child abandonment, and second-degree child abuse, because they allege she gave birth at a friend's house and threw the baby girl into a garbage can. Her friend found the baby in the trash, retrieved her, and drove her to the hospital, where he left her with a stranger entering the hospital. Not ideal, but he's still a hero in my book. Then, thank God for people who have a conscience. News reports did not say whether the baby was his or not, only that he was the friend that found the child. But prosecutors said when the baby was abandoned, she was cold to the touch and had lost a lot of blood. They said it was due to the umbilical cord not being clamped off and the newborn required a blood transfusion. Just warning you now, this is where I'm going to start passing judgment on her. Because it's YouTube and I don't want any strikes on my video, I will filter my thoughts before I share them with you, so you don't have to hear all the colorful things I'd like to call her right now. What a soulless, evil, morally bankrupt, empty vessel. She belongs in the trash. Just another bottom feeder who can't understand the value of a human life and will leech off our tax dollars until she either dies or is released from prison to do it again. Throwing her baby in the trash shows us how she views her own self, like garbage, because her baby was part of her. So, I went from being proud of her for the decision she made to give birth to her child and abandon her safely, to hoping that they give her the maximum sentence she can get plus some. I think instead of a jail cell, she should have to serve her time in a trash dumpster, because that's where she belongs. A jail cell is too good for her. I wish I had the name of her friend who rescued the baby girl, because he deserves credit for what he did. He saved that baby's life. He's a true hero, and I wish he could get recognition for it. And he must have told the police the truth about what she did to her baby, because I doubt she admitted that she threw her baby into the garbage. Now, As if this story isn't already bad enough, there's a video of an interview that Jennifer Woodard did that's online that took place prior to this incident while she was still pregnant. The video is called Meet Jennifer, and it's on a YouTube channel called Chosen One, one being spelled WON. She states her name in the video and says she's pregnant, so I have no reason to believe it isn't her. Apparently, the video was recorded by someone who interviews sex workers in their element to get to know how they ended up in that lifestyle and if there's anything people can do to help them out of it. Apparently, she was interviewed because that is her profession, and she tells the interview that she's pregnant with a baby girl. I'm going to link the interview in my description box so you too can meet Jennifer if you think it's even worth your time. Because when you hear her story, you might think I'm out of line. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. Yes, her story is sad. She lost her parents to drug overdoses after she graduated high school, and she became a drug addict herself. Fine. But nobody shoved those drugs down her throat. Nobody shot them into her veins or shoved them up her nose or however she took them. She chose to do it. She chose not to pursue help for her addiction, and she's choosing the same fate as her parents. And don't even think of coming for me in the comments about how hard drug addiction is. I know it is. Addictions are hard, period. Alcohol, drugs, smoking, you name it. It's hard. We're all addicted to something, good or bad. So, I don't need to be schooled about addiction. I already know. But, you know what else I know? I know that if you want to beat an addiction, you can. People do it every day. Is it easy? No. But you never quit trying. If you watch her interview, you'll hear her admit that she never even tried to beat it, and she spends all the money she makes on it every day. It was a choice she made. She chose it. So don't ask me to feel sorry for her, or to consider her circumstances when I judge her for what she did, because I won't. I have zero sympathy for people like her. If she wanted to do that to herself, fine. To each his own. But when you bring a baby into it, now you're hurting an innocent life. Don't ask me to have mercy for that. Because now we know, as if that precious baby hasn't suffered enough, she was more than likely born addicted to drugs too, and will have to suffer through the withdrawal from them on top of everything else. Okay, I need to end this video. My filter's starting to fail, and I'm going to say things at this point that I won't be able to take back. If you read the older comments on the interview video, they'll break your heart. People were wishing her well and hoping that her beautiful baby would inspire her to change her life for the better and clean up her act. They were probably proud of her for keeping her baby and hoping that it would save her. But she didn't want to be saved. She didn't feel worthy of being saved. She didn't value her life, so she couldn't possibly value the life that came from her. So, she threw her in the trash. And one of the hardest parts for me to digest from her interview was at the end, when the interviewer told her that she has his number. If there's something she really needs, if she ever gets in a jam, if shit hits the fan, if there's an emergency, he says, you call me. There are people out there who want to help you. No tricks. We don't want anything from you. She hears him. She thanks him. She knows he just gave her a way out, a solution to her problem. And yet, she chooses to throw her precious baby in the trash to die. One thing I've definitely learned in this life is that people will fight for their limitations and to sabotage their own existence, even if that means taking others down with them. She had an offer of help and refused it. Now, hopefully she'll rot in jail wondering why she wasn't smarter. I can't tell you how many people I've tried to help, be there for, and love out of their own hell. Or how many times I've been rejected for it and kicked to the curb, only to sit there and watch them self-destruct. You probably have too. It's heartbreaking, but that's why they say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Some people are unable to find value in themselves, so they can't accept that you can. So they end up paying the price for it. That's fine if that's what they want for themselves, But when you choose to hurt others while you self-destruct, that is unforgivable in my book. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate your time. Value yourself. I value you. And I'll see you on my next video.